Asa Sumba.
The TVWan News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome to TVWan News. I'm Maricela Kelleton. Thanks for joining us. Governor for the National Capital District, Powers Pakop, has called for normalcy to return and for looting to stop in the city. He said what has happened is unacceptable, unforgivable, and unjustified under any circumstances.
National Capital District Governor Powers Pakop, in a media release, expressed sadness over what transpired in the city on Wednesday, where opportunists looted shops and set them on fire. He says while it is easy to cast blame, in the end, no one emerges as a winner or loser. The cause of these unfortunate events was the gathering of the city's dedicated police personnel at Unagi Oval, seeking to address discrepancies in their salaries. Pakop added that the cost of the ensuing looting and destruction is substantial and expressed his sadness to all the businesses in the city that have been affected. He is calling on city's police leadership to regain control and direction swiftly and restore peace in the city, as we cannot afford to allow this turmoil to persist another night or day. He urged them to uphold their pledge to safeguard the people and the state and restore order and stability in the city with the support of the PNG Defense Force. To the citizens, Governor Pakop appealed to them to cease the looting and vandalism of properties. He further expressed the concern that these businesses looted have contributed through taxes, and without them, our progress as a city would have been hindered. Pakop said they will collaborate closely with the national government and restore normalcy back to the city. Freddie Moe, TVWan News.
The Brian Bell Group began with a small gun shop in 1958 with Sir Brian Bell, who opened up shop to citizens in Port Moresby. For over 60 years, Brian Bell Group has thrived in Papua New Guinea with 16 retail stores, 6 trade centers, a residential development, and over 1,300 team members. The group is the largest business of its kind with a mission and a scale to improve the lives for Papua New Guineans. Yesterday, the group lost an investment worth 50 million kina due to the chaos that unraveled throughout the nation's capital.
Only 10 days into the new year 2024, our nation's capital faced chaos that saw hundreds of millions of kina worth of store goods ransacked from countless stores, buildings burnt, private property destroyed, multiple injuries and unconfirmed deaths. The Brian Bell Group is among businesses that are today making efforts to focus solely on their teams and their properties to ensure no further loss. The group's world-class warehouse until yesterday was able to hold, manage and deliver high volumes of stock than anywhere else in the country. It was looted and greatly damaged. The 50 million kina investment located at Gerehu will no longer provide effective service to the group's other locations across the country. The looting and destruction was captured on video and splattered across social media. In regards to the loss of assets and the damage done to the warehouse, Brian Bell Group Chief Executive Officer Cameron McKellar said this was a catastrophic failure of law and order, adding that it was a very dark day indeed for all of Papua New Guinea. For over 60 years, Brian Bell Group has thrived in Papua New Guinea, with 16 retail stores, 6 trade centers, a residential development, and over 1,300 team members. The group is the largest business of its kind, with a mission and a scale to improve the lives for Papua New Guineans.
Launched in early October in 2023, CPL Foundation's Family Planning Advocacy Center was located in the new CPL Clinic wing at Stop and Shop Rainbow in Port Moresby, now no longer after Wednesday's rampage. The center, established to invest in women and girls and reducing barriers, was a fundamental way to contribute
within our safety environment. Will not stop. A lot of them are outreach programs. We were trying to link it up with the stores, so that program will carry on. It might be a bit of a delay in a lull period, but those things are absolutely essential. It's a pity that our first site is no longer. Because we deliberately, it took us about 18 months of research and engagement with the community to actually come up with a solution, because it's a very sensitive topic. And it's a pity that our pilot branch, which we couldn't collect enough data for, has gone up in smokes. And this is what upsets me. This is what really upsets me is, what have they gained out of this thing? Nothing, zero. How many people have they impacted? Thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people. That's why I'm angry. But this work will carry on, for sure.
Medan Province is under control. Any sign of trouble has been quashed by very alert members of the disciplinary forces. Trouble was brewing in the early hours of this morning, but opportunist police promptly dismissed any uprising. Acting Superintendent Robert Bime gave strict orders for all business houses within town to close operations by 12 p.m. today. The same applied to PNG operations. PPC Bime has also ensured to maintain order in attempted uprisings in Ramu and Walium as well. The situation will be assessed today, tomorrow and over the weekend, with normal operations to resume on Monday.
There is no free thing. No government does something and free. You must what the Yukisimo something. One kind of enforcing law inside the town, people make so you back sometimes suppose you try to come inside and you work on something inside the town. So we must salim strong warning go to you past time before you come inside the town. Think good suppose you come inside the town, you come the walking business place straight, you clap the bus, PMB or one dingy or one car you come along and go back and house place straight. No can try to come the bagarab in town blame me.
Prime Minister James Marape says the government is looking deeper into the chaos that happened in Port Moresby on Wednesday and is not setting aside the possibility of political influence behind the activities. He also announced a shake-up of government departments responsible for the pay discrepancies, including the Departments of Finance, Treasury, Personnel Management and Police.
Prime Minister James Marape addressed the media this morning, calling for peace and calm during this time as businesses come to terms with their losses. He also apologized to the business houses who suffered and announced possible relief measures. While condemning the activities of a few opportunists, PM Marape called on everyone to put the country's interest at heart, saying breaking the law does not address issues in the country. An irate Prime Minister assured the country that changes will be implemented in the Departments of Finance, Treasury, Department of Personnel Management and Police in the wake of Wednesday's activities. Salome Vincent, TVWan News.
This is TVWan News. Stay tuned for other stories after the break.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Laga, Bunyamyumi.
Open nets.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG e Mia. Pine PNG made.
Number one supay like money belong all member is tap long pela time more time all lusim work pinis. One time number one super retirement savings account. Mipla can invest him na growing money belong you. Now you can withdraw or kisi money low time you need him. All of him you lo making money belong you stop long time more. Kind no same you kisi money yet. That's all you know more work. Number one super retirement savings account. Come look in Mipla now lo save more.
Winding up in and coming, what a beauty! Oh yeah! Gilbert's left edge, Farrell, what a try!
I think there's something here that's not meant to be.
What did you see? I saw none.
The Nun 2 premieres Saturday, January 27th, 9 p.m. on HBO.
Welcome back. In a proactive move against human trafficking, the U.S. Embassy in Port Moresby spearheaded a crucial round-table discussion, bringing together a diverse group comprising government officials, civil society organizations, religious leaders, and private sector representatives. The focus of the event was to define and address human trafficking, identified as modern-day slavery, with strategic plans to safeguard victims.
The U.S. Embassy in Port Moresby led a roundtable discussion against human trafficking this week. Chargé d'Affaires Matthew Bunt opened the session, underscoring the unwavering commitment of the United States to prevent this crime and hold perpetrators accountable. The gathering provided a platform for participants to share experiences aiding the U.S. Embassy in understanding cultural nuances in Papua New Guinea and fostering collaborative efforts with governmental and non-profit entities. Deputy Political and Economic Counselor Kevin Foray and USAID Country Representative Nino Nadeiras shed light on embassy initiatives against global human trafficking and unveiled a 5-year partnership with the Asia Foundation. The Pacific Regional Initiative and Support for More Effective Counter-Trafficking in Persons aims to combat trafficking in the Pacific Islands region. During a press conference, Chargé d'Affaires Band highlighted the global commitment to combating human trafficking, referencing the annual Trafficking in Persons report. He stressed the importance of international collaboration to eliminate trafficking, affecting over 25 million people worldwide and violating human rights. Band described the devastating impact of trafficking on communities, emphasizing its role in weakening the rule of law, corrupting supply chains, exploiting workers, and fueling violence. Stressing the need for partnerships, he reiterated that the fight against trafficking is a collective responsibility. In preparation for National Human Trafficking Awareness Day, today on January 11th, Band shared a quote by Martin Luther King Jr., urging everyone to break the silence around oppression and cruelty. Responding to media inquiries, Chargé d'Affaires Matthew Band addressed Papua New Guineans' Tier 3 ranking on the State Department's Human Trafficking Report. Band emphasized collaboration with partners in the government, private sector and civil society to improve efforts and combat human trafficking. Kaokiru Jr., TVWan News.
Prime Minister James Marape presented 2 checks to the Acting Secretary for Higher Education, Father Yan Shuba, and Secretary for Education, Dr. Uke Kombra, at Manasupe House on Wednesday. PM Marape said this is a government intervention to help lift any financial burden with school fees.
Prime Minister James Marape presented a check of 83 million kina for funding support for Hackers and TESS tertiary students and a 213.4 million kina check to the government tuition fee subsidy scheme to support education for students in primary and secondary schools. These are the first quarter tuition fees for this academic year.
Likewise, at the university, we had colleges, we did introduce, again, just special interventions, one of which is the higher education loan program. An interest-free lending that no borrower, no students borrowing today will be imposed to repay in a quick time. They could take the rest of their life to repay whatever money they borrowed from state.
Secretary for Higher Education, Father Yan Shuba, acknowledged the Prime Minister for this funding commitment.
We have already policy developed, which will be presented to NSC this month. The policy explains how the students taking PhD or Masters overseas can apply for funding from HUB. So, Prime Minister, this initiative is great, and indeed, on behalf of all the students and the postgraduates, I say thank you.
Meanwhile, Secretary for Education, Dr. Uke Kombra, said 2.3 million students who will be enrolling this year have been captured. He added that the funding stands to also benefit students in private schools.
The government has been very committed to its policy, the policy of leaving no child behind and providing education for all. Since 2020, as PM has highlighted, the grants, the subsidies have been paid right before the start of school year, and that's been highly appreciated by parents in schools, so that they can plan with some confidence of what they're going to spend the money on throughout the year.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister says no child should be left behind because both school fees and project fees are being covered. Salome Vincent, TVWan News.
A local carpenter, Hepson Mekpe from Bomai, Chimbu Province, is building a permanent church building for his remote community. The old, run-down, semi-permanent church in Bomai was built decades ago by missionaries of the Evangelical Brotherhood Church, EBC, ministering at Bomai. Mekpe said it takes at least 1.5 days to trek to the nearest main road. Getting all the building materials to Bomai without the assistance of the Mission Aviation Fellowship would not be possible. Mekpe has been working at EBC Mission Station for Kugak for 5 years now. There he prepared all he needed for the new church building, cut the timber and planed the planks. During the festive season, MacPac consigned 780 kilograms of building supplies stacked around the seats of EBC's 15-seater bus. They included cement bags, steel bars, paint and half a gas bottle to be the church bell. For MacPac, time was running out as he had the festive period and an extra week to realize his dream. We apologize we are unable to bring you the finance report as it was not provided to us. TVWan News will continue after the break. Stay tuned.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaru, get up and big smile on face. Time for kimchi and a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Come discover Digicel's game-changing supersized data plan for 7 and 30 days. Whether you're on the move or anywhere in between, we've got you covered. With every 7 or 30-day data plan, you get an exclusive free 7 or 30-day premium bundle to Digicel TV app.
Oh, he's done it again!
Stay entertained and informed as long as you stay connected. With this offer, you can surf the internet and enjoy free premium bundle on the Digicel TV app all at the same time. This offer is exclusively available to Digicel prepaid subscribers only.
Man, you deserve this shot, right?
Join the Digicel family and experience a world of endless possibilities. Dial star 675 hash to subscribe to a 7 or 30-day data plan and enjoy unlimited Digicel TV app streaming now. Visit our website for more. Terms and conditions apply.
Back to Smith and Smith to Dobrat, and Dobrat not friendly.
Interception! There it is, Simone, he's going to go all the way. No one's going to stop him. Perfectly spotted, perfectly passed.
Three, two, one, turning up. You better be on your mark. Here we go. Brilliant start. Look at me. Like a flying arrow. You with me? Absolutely on the money. Full speed here. We're racing. Oh, that was tight. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. And we are on. Just gotta get to the finish line here, guys. And now the party can really begin. Well done, guys. Yeah!
Spinning solo, planting Cena. Oh! Killing it! Oh! My goodness! Oh,
Welcome back. In regional news, Israeli strikes in southern and central Gaza intensified on Wednesday despite a pledge by Israel that it would pull out some troops and shift to a more targeted campaign and pleading from its ally Washington to reduce civilian casualties. But the fighting appears to be as intense as ever, especially in the southern and central areas where Israeli forces launched ground advances last month. Israel has killed more than 23,000 Palestinians in Gaza since launching its campaign to eradicate the Hamas militant group that runs the enclave after Hamas fighters killed 1,200 people and captured 240 hostages in a rampage on October 7. It's been a month since Cyclone Jasper barreled through far north Queensland, and some communities are still cut off. Roads remain blocked by walls of mud and debris north of Cairns, and now fresh fears are emerging that a looming monsoon will unleash more destructive weather.
Week's Cape Tribulations post has had to come via pilot. There have been few ways in and out of the region, with nearly all roads blocked.
For this week, we've been able to drive over the landslide and through Noah's Creek, although the bridge is now reopened for vehicles under 5 tonnes.
But it may not be for long. From Friday, monsoonal rain is expected in far north Queensland.
We'll still see some places pick up some locally heavy rain, which could add to or worsen the flooding impacts that are still ongoing after Jasper in December.
There are warnings some areas could see up to 200 millimetres of rain, but that's not all.
We're also looking at a low chance of a tropical cyclone developing in the Gulf of Carpentaria, likely to see that risk through the early part of next week.
The Weather Bureau says there's a 15% chance of a cyclone developing, but locals fear the wet season is just beginning.
We could have another 3 months of proper monsoonal wet season coming in. That's a real worry.
Power has been restored to the town of Wudjil, but if more flooding occurs, it could be isolated again, along with many other surrounding communities.
So the land slips are such that if we got a decent downpour now, that could very well just happen again, and these people would be cut off. People are toughing it out down here, but gosh, there's limitations.
2 ADF helicopters have been deployed to the region for the next 2 weeks to help with resupply and evacuations if needed.
We certainly hope for the best, but plan for the worst.
The Prime Minister today paid a visit to Kuranda north of Cairns, announcing a further $24 million in support for tourism operators, including those who have lost business due to road closures.
You can't sell your product if people can't get into a place like Cape Tribulation.
The support package announced today is a lifesaver.
The road to recovery likely to be a bumpy one.
Many Victorian towns are beginning to clean up after flood waters swept through, but rivers are yet to peak in some areas, with Shepparton still under threat.
River behind me, it is very swollen. The waters are moving downstream. We expect that they'll peak here in Shepparton, likely maybe midnight tonight or early into tomorrow morning. Initially we were expecting a peak of around 10.7, but the latest figures I've seen have that down slightly to perhaps a peak of 10.4. It's still a lot of water, but it is lower than what we saw back in 2022 when this area was last hit by bad flooding. So good news that it is going to be below that level. At the moment, they're thinking that properties that are likely to be affected, it's more that they will be isolated or cut off as opposed to anyone being inundated here. So, you know, the focus is on sort of some roads and bridges that cross the river that will be cut off. Here's a little of what the SES has had to say this morning.
We've door-knocked 300 properties where we're going to see water potentially in their streets, and also cutting off a number of access roads in that area. So again, our key message, do not attempt to drive through floodwaters. It could very well be the last decision you make. But also that people may see water come onto their properties, but we're not expecting any inundations above floor with this flooding around Shepparton and Mooroopna this time round.
Look, obviously there's quite a emotional response from people. There's a lot of anxiety because it has only been 15 months since those terrible floods of 2022. So these communities, many of them are still recovering. There's people still trying to rebuild from those floods. So to have more water coming through has obviously been very traumatic for a lot of people. As we've just heard, fortunately here in Shepparton, they're not expecting houses to be affected by this flooding. We have seen some upstream rather, in Murchison Wilson. There were a couple of houses there that were flooded yesterday. I spoke to one resident who thought he'd be out of his house for at least a week. The bottom level had been flooded. He was grateful that at least his second story hadn't been flooded, which is what he experienced in 2022. So while it hasn't been as bad as that flood 15 months ago, there are still people that are needing to do clean up, and there's also been impact as well on farmers. This is a fruit bowl area already because of the wild weather we've seen in the lead up to this flooding. It's thought that growers have already lost around $10 million from all of the rain and hail that we've seen. This is our wettest January in Victoria in a century. So there is an economic cost to all of this, but good news that at least here in Shepparton they're not expecting houses to be inundated.
And back home, Lae police were adamant that yesterday's incident in Port Moresby will not be repeated in Lae. Police presence was visible throughout the suburbs as police, correctional services and PNG Defence Force personnel manned roadblocks at strategic locations at Top Town, Kamkumung, Eriku, Bundu Camp, Boundary Road and Malahang. Loiterers were chased off the streets and away from shops, with a number of personnel stationed directly outside Food Mart. Some Eriku shops suffered damages in the morning when opportunists attempted to loot them. However, police fired warning shots and dispersed the group from Eriku up to Boundary Road. Vandalism and attempted looting at the Bugandi Industrial Park at Lae's 2 Mile was halted by joint security forces. The soldiers and police personnel started to slowly head the crowd towards 3 Mile, yelling at stranglers to keep up. The Lae Chamber of Commerce and Industry advised that ACP Guinness is travelling up to the highway into Eastern and Western Highlands. He said Hagen is to be avoided at present. You're watching TVWan News. Sports is next with Rex. Stay tuned.
Want more data for less? Get it now with Digicel's revamped Red Club. Enjoy data bundles from as low as 1 kilo per gigabyte. Plus rollover data, the widest coverage, fastest speeds, and best reliability. Only with Red Club. Join Digicel's exclusive Red Club today and get loads more data for less. Yes! Data bundles from as low as 1 kilo per gigabyte. Whoa! Join today for as low as 10 kilo weekly to access discounted data bundles and get more data for less. Dial *675# or visit the My Digicel app today. The Red Club, only with Digicel.
Your TV is about to burst with more channels. Catch live sports events. Be informed with international news.
U.S. officials are worried that this could...
Sit back and enjoy the blockbuster movies.
You need to stop this.
I don't work for you.
Or let your kids enjoy all their favorite cartoons and many more exciting channels now available on your Digicel 60-channel prepaid pack. Subscribe now to a 60-channel Digicel TV prepaid pack. 1, 7, 14 or 30-day plan and enjoy 60 channels of world-class entertainment. Dial *515# to subscribe now. Digicel TV. More channels, more choice, more value.
This season, the Bunce family are taking the ultimate risk.
There's no investors, there's no third party.
We're paying for it ourselves.
We have to find some good jade.
The stakes are high.
Joshua!
And every decision is their own.
Time and money is everything. That's how important it is.
Hit it!
Rush, 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 move, move, move.
It's all or nothing.
If we don't mine this year, we have no next year.
Jade Fever. All new season coming soon on Outdoor.
The martial arts have been practiced for centuries. Forged out of an ancient Asian world of mayhem and intimidation. But in fact, they're all about self-defense, discipline, and honor. This is XMA, the world of extreme martial arts.
Watch Extreme Martial Arts, only on Fight Sports.
I'm working on this new case about 8 missing scientists found on the edge of the villages, frozen solid.
guess you're thinking the worst part is done. It's not.
Finish what you started.
The world premiere of True Detective Night Country, Monday, January 15th, 10 a.m. Same time as the U.S., with a same-day encore at 10 p.m. on HBO.
It's Polini that met it. Tackled over Reed, turns it over the lines. He's going to take the shot on and scores for Spurs.
Still going Audrey! Just like that, Manchester City have the lead.
Putting the pass in for Darwin Nunez. In for Salah. 150 Premier League goals.
It's lovely football. Really good stuff there.
Welcome back. The PNG National Premier Soccer League Tournament Coordinator, Amjad Tekwi, confirmed that the national playoffs for the 2024 Oceania Football Confederation qualifier is set for February 10th and 17th between NPL champions Hekari United and Port Moresby Strikers. The national playoffs is played between the teams that make the NPL finals, but it was a surprise runner-up Ley City Dwellers was not considered for the playoffs. The Port Moresby Strikers picked each half to challenge Hekari United in the Oceania Football Confederation's national playoffs, although in the OFC schedule, Ley City Dwellers was indicated to match up in the playoff against Hekari United. The PNG football fans, including Raymond Gunemba, PNG's representative footballer, were left confused with the report that the Port Moresby Strikers would play Hekari United instead of Ley City Dwellers that played in the NPL finals. NPL Tournament Director Amjad Tekwi clarified concerns. Hekari United should play Port Moresby Strikers in the OFC national playoffs because the Strikers scored more points than Ley City Dwellers in the regular matches of the NPL competition. Tekwi said, the PNG FA is currently using COVID-19 format where the season minor premiers and the runners-up qualify for the national playoffs. The Hekari United Football Club and Port Moresby Strikers FC, who finished first and second respectively on the points ladder, will face off in the national playoffs. PNG junior women's tennis sensation Kolita Akena received 20,000 kina check from PNG Sports Foundation ahead of her new tennis training scholarship at the world-class Levy Tennis Academy in New Zealand. PNG Sports Foundation Albert Veretau said this support indicates the commitment of PNG Sports Foundation to develop, nurture and promote young athletes of PNG through its Go Rural to Go Global program. Upon receiving the check, Kolita mother Diana Avasi expressed gratitude to the PNG government and the PNG Sports Foundation for their support. Avasi said, this support shows that the sporting head in the country is committed to invest, nurture and develop athletes to succeed at the international stage. And before we go, the weather in the press conference earlier today, Acting Governor General Joe Pomat made an appeal to members of Parliament to put aside political differences and save our country for the hands of opportunists. The Acting Governor General was responding to Wednesday's chaos in the nation's capital. Mr. Pomat also called on all citizens in the country to refrain from instigating and contributing to the violence.
Head of state, lo country, me can make him this flushing out. Long country, sing out. You all get the leaders play me lo country. All the members of Parliament. Lo this time. Sing out to all the leaders, all the level, long leadership, lo country, lo churches, lo community, lo all place lo yumi, all traditional leaders, lo yumi, lo desla time, lo sanap, na soim kalab lo yumi all sem yumi leader. Country start lo aste kam, iko lo one blahebe, when now I mean wolo go yet. Now some head of state, me must make him the sing out. Lo yumi all geta. Lo make him the sla walk, talk long all people lo yumi. The sla country inoblo one blaman. The sla country inoblo marape. Inoblo oni lo belden nama. O inoblo mi all some job pomat. No God. Country, 10 or 12 million people believe me, Papua New Guinea. Now me ask him, you me all gada, lo save him this country. Also me talk, you me all leader must show him kalablu me now, you me kelo this country, you me must save him country. Put him outside. All that when them kind look na ting. You mean now must throw away wara igo antap lo paya. No can throw away paya wood igo antap o karasin o benzene o fuel lo go na making paya go big pla. All talk blo mi pla leader. Emol semi talk ya paya wood o karasin o benzene. Or it can be wara. Look, kill him that is lapaya. Also, I'm not sing out lo mitete. I'm going to country. You me all get that. You go along all police force, defense force, CS. All the leadership must come up now. You me save him country. Ask them me come out. Let's stop him, have him come up lo parliament. Me send up lo front. Lo mana supe na milugi when somebody come up na me cry inside lo car. Tete me talk ya want them cry. Lo country. Me plama save him country. Country no blue me online blow now. Emblol piginin na al tuba na blame me blood tomorrow. Na me bla must make him this la walk. A sing out lo me go all the leaders, all the level blow when them kind walk you stop. The me bla must come on them to save him country. Also na te them me make him this sing out lo country also making head of state. Long gata. Me walk la harem na look him all provinces now all have it all come up. Just about 5 minutes ago, TVWan and me come up. Place flow me 2 manus, no by come up, missing out all manus. You mean no can make him. All business houses, all stores, especially all garden blue you me, bali look out in you me. No can go na cook him, na bagarap him. You me ba make him, you me yet baks him heavy blood display. So please sing out, please blow me, all the country, and especially you me all leaders. You me put in politics aside. You got place flongan by me golongan. Tete, you know time lo you me ba tok lo senisim government. You got place flongan by me go tok longan, but tete me time lo you me come on them. Both sides, leaders, the sides of the house, come on them. Na you me save him country blow you me, na people blow you me. I'm sing out me like make him this fly. Me talk lo you me, all people blue me lo place. Please, son up na save him country blue you me. You me no going behind him when something will come up now. I'm think talk me like make him this fly. I me talk thank you through lo harem. Lo you me all got lo country. Na pray lo me all sem. By you me restore him normalcy, na peace. Ikambek lo country blue mi Papua New Guinea. Thank you, true.
In the wake of destructive events in Port Moresby, leading to severe damage to CPL's Stop and Shop properties, the entire CPL retail portfolio, including Stop and Shop, City Pharmacy and Hardware House shops nationwide, will remain closed indefinitely. The CEO of CPL, Navin Raju, expressed his distress and devastation via social media, highlighting significant losses to all affected businesses, followed by concerns from CPL Chairman Sir Mohammed Patel.
CPL Group's management expressed gratitude to boy sellers in Boroko for their selfless assistance in safeguarding the Boroko SNS supermarket. Despite the challenges faced, a strong sense of community and coexistence between the boy sellers and SNS in Boroko stood out as a positive note amid despair.
On a positive note, I'd like to thank a lot of friends of CPL. As you know, that our Stop and Shop in Boroko was safe because of all the boy sellers who stood all day and night there with, and protected us. So, as the looting came towards the shop, they were there to stand there and make sure that they didn't get to our shop. And then we had a whole lot of friends of us who volunteered to be at Central Wagani to protect Central Wagani, and they were there all night with the security team. They just volunteers who were trying to ensure that our shops are protected. So I'd like to thank, sincerely thank all these people, because they are assisting us, and we've seen a lot of bad things that happen, but there's some good people out there who are also assisting us.
However, the unrest has taken a toll on several city pharmacy outlets, with break-ins resulting in the theft of pharmaceutical and medical products, including baby formulas and prescription medicines. CPL management issued a public advisory urging people not to purchase these products due to potential damage, tampering or cold chain breaches, emphasizing the associated risks. In response to the crisis, Sir Mahesh Patel and the CPL Group collaborated with St. John Ambulance, supplying water bottles to firefighters battling the rampant fires across the city. Despite facing damage, theft and destruction in multiple CPL shops, Sir Mahesh Patel remains resolute, exemplifying the company's resilience. Sir Mahesh Patel raised thought-provoking questions directed at the perpetrators, questioning how the actions would impact hundreds of farmers, SME suppliers and CPL staff. He emphasized the unforeseen breakdown in the community and expressed disappointment in the turn of events.
These guys have put us on the front page of newspapers, news media around the world. We're going out lobbying to, investors to come to Papua New Guinea, and these guys are putting us back. And they must be held accountable. I've advised our social media team, we've got faces. We've got you guys in the media, you have seen faces. What are we doing about it? I want the pictures posted. I want the pictures circulated around the villages, settlements. Pull them out. They have to be held accountable, because this is just unacceptable behavior. And forget about us only. Okay, there's a business. We will bounce back. We are a resilient company. But think of all the other people. All our farmers that we've developed over the last 10 years. Where are they going to sell the produce tomorrow? Or when the city gets to normality? What are they going to... And as you all know, this is the toughest financial time of the year in January. Why? Because school fees are due, right?
To ensuring safety in these challenging times. Karakiru Jr., TVWan News.
That wraps up the sports and news. Over to Maricela.
Thank you, Rex. We'll have the weather forecast for the next 24 hours. Southern, isolated showers and thunderstorms scattered over central, Oro and Milimbe provinces. Port Moresby, partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Momase, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Lae, cloudy periods with few showers and possible thunderstorms. New Guinea Islands, isolated showers and thunderstorms scattered over Oro. Buka, partly cloudy with few showers. Highlands, Scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Mount Hagen, Mendi and Wabeg, cloudy periods with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Bismarck Sea sees smooth with northwest to northeast winds of 5 to 10 knots. Waters of Finchafan through Vitias Dampier Strait to CSC Long Islands, seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters. And that's all the news we have for this evening. Have a pleasant night. Goodbye.
The TVWan News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.